welcome to the Peddling Princess Podium. I'm your host, John Ardelli. And today I'd like to talk about Cape Breton tradition that my viewers outside of the Maritimes may or may not be aware of, but it's something that we call the Christmas Daddies telethon. Now what this is, it's a telethon that raises money for less fortunate families that can't afford to give their children anything for Christmas. And it's usually a very successful telethon. I mean, usually it raises anywhere from $600,000 to $800,000 per year, and Cape Bretoners usually contribute somewhere in the vicinity of $200,000 per year. And now the way since 1973, the Sydney portion of the Christmas Daddies was always a continuous segment, so it was always shot here for the full 6 hours of the telethon, or however long it went. A continuous Sydney-based segment, and there were other segments for other parts of the Maritimes. But starting in 2011, they changed the format. Now we get mostly out of Halifax, and there's a brief cuts every now and then to Cape Breton. They still do some here, but there isn't nearly as much Cape Breton material broadcast. Now, ever since they made that change, the Christmas Daddies telethon has made less money. This particular year, we made under $500,000, and Cape Breton amount was something like $70,000. And the thing is, a lot of people are blaming the format on that. But some people are saying, well, geez, it's for the kids, right? We should do that. We should contribute regardless what the format of the show is. Well, I agree. But you got to remember that telethons are, nevertheless, a manipulative tool. But they're a good manipulative tool in the sense that they encourage people to give. I mean, a lot of people gave to the Christmas Daddies telethon was because of the same reason that I did. Back when I was a child, I loved the Christmas Daddies. I used to watch that show almost the whole thing when I was like 6, 7, 8 years. I just lay there, watch the whole. Loved watching Bill Jessup. Something about his voice just kind of comforted me when I was a kid. I'm not sure why. Maybe because I heard so much of him when the news was on. That having been said, though, I mean, that's part of the experience. And that's why Cape Bretoners gave so much, because they were kind of, it's not so much, I suppose to say it was manipulative is kind of being a little bit of a strong word now that I think about it. It's probably more apt to say that it kind of gives you that warm, fuzzy feeling. They even said that in the Cape Breton Post recently when they were talking about this problem. So here's the thing. I know that it would mean a lot of man-hours, a lot of volunteer time and such that would have to, in order to turn back the clock and go back to the old format. But if the purpose of the telethon is to make that money, I think that would be something that we absolutely need to do. People, and in the paper it said that's too easy a suggestion to make, that we should go back to the old format. But it's obvious that the amount of money has gone down since the new format was instituted. Now, I know the economy is bad, but the economy's been bad in Cape Breton before, and people still gave. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I mean, maybe some, but it shouldn't have plummeted as much as it did. That's because of the format change, if you ask me. So I think that next year, the Christmas Daddies ought to bring back the old format and let us broadcast it at Sydney for the whole 6 hours. And I'll tell you right now, I'll state this right here on the Peddling Princess Podium this year. If they do go back to that format next year, I'll go up there and I will volunteer my time to enter information, to take calls. So I'd like you all to talk about your thoughts on this as well. So please leave a comment on the video down below and let me know what you think of the Christmas Daddies new format. Should they go back to the old format? Is the new format working? Or was there a third solution that hasn't occurred to me that maybe you might have to suggest? In the meantime, thank you for watching the Peddling Princess Podium. I'm your host, John Ardelli, and I hope to see you all again here next week. Bye for now.